atomic bombs. August 6, 1945. One plane, one bomb, 146,000 dead. This is nuclear fission, the art of splitting atoms to unleash hell. Here's what happens in less than a microsecond. A neutron crashes into a uranium-235 nucleus like a wrecking ball. The nucleus shatters, releasing massive energy and more neutrons. Those neutrons hit more nuclei, more splits, more neutrons. In the blink of an eye, you've got an exponential chain reaction releasing the energy that powers the sun. There are two ways to build these weapons, and both were used in World War II. The gun type, used on Hiroshima. Imagine firing a uranium bullet into a uranium target at 1,000 feet per second. When they collide, critical mass, instant detonation. The implosion type, used on Nagasaki. Picture a perfect sphere of plutonium surrounded by conventional explosives. When those explosives detonate simultaneously, they crush the plutonium into a supercritical mass. Boom. Power output, 15 to 20 kilotons, equivalent to 15,000 tons of TNT. But this was just the beginning. Hydrogen bomb. If atomic bombs are firecrackers, hydrogen bombs are dynamite. These aren't just bigger, they're a completely different beast. Instead of splitting atoms apart, they slam them together so hard they fuse, just like what happens in the core of the sun. Here's the insane part. You need an atomic bomb just to trigger a hydrogen bomb. The fission bomb creates temperatures of 100 million degrees, hot enough to force hydrogen isotopes to fuse. This releases energy so massive it makes the Hiroshima bomb look like a hand grenade. The Tsar Bomba, the largest ever detonated, produced 50 megatons. That's 3,300 times more powerful than Hiroshima. The mushroom cloud rose 40 miles high. The flash was visible 600 miles away. Buildings collapsed 100 miles from ground zero. And that was only half power. They were afraid of breaking windows in Finland. Strategic weapons. Strategic nuclear weapons have one job: end wars before they start. These are the backbone of mutually assured destruction, the doctrine that keeps superpowers from destroying each other by promising that any nuclear attack will result in total annihilation for everyone. We're talking about city killers mounted on intercontinental ballistic missiles that can travel 15,000 miles in 30 minutes, submarine-launched missiles that can strike anywhere on Earth from beneath the ocean, strategic bombers carrying enough firepower to glass entire countries. The nuclear triad exists for one reason. No matter how devastating a first strike, enough weapons will survive to guarantee retaliation. It's the ultimate game of chicken, played with the fate of human civilization. Tactical weapons. What if you want to use nuclear weapons without ending the world? That's the terrifying logic behind tactical nukes. Smaller nuclear weapons designed for battlefield use. Picture this scenario. Enemy tank divisions are overrunning your positions. Instead of fighting tank by tank, you deploy a single tactical warhead. One explosion, an entire armored division eliminated. The weapon can be delivered by artillery, short-range missiles, or even backpack portable devices. But here's why every military strategist fears these weapons. There's no such thing as limited nuclear war. Once that nuclear threshold is crossed, escalation to full strategic exchange becomes almost inevitable. You don't fight a small nuclear war. You start Armageddon. Neutron Bomb. Imagine a weapon that kills every living thing in a 2-mile radius while leaving every building, tank, and piece of infrastructure completely intact. That's a neutron bomb, perhaps the most morally disturbing weapon ever conceived. This enhanced radiation warhead maximizes neutron output while minimizing blast and heat. Those neutrons pass through steel armor like it's tissue paper, delivering lethal doses of radiation to anyone inside. Death comes in hours or days from radiation poisoning. The Pentagon called it the perfect weapon for urban warfare. Kill the enemy, preserve the real estate. International outcry led to most programs being canceled, but the technology exists. Bunker Buster. Some targets hide hundreds of feet underground in reinforced concrete and steel. Mountain bunkers, underground missile silos, command centers built to survive nuclear war. For these targets, you need a weapon that can literally drill through solid rock before detonating. Nuclear bunker busters are essentially nuclear warheads in armored shells with pointed tips. They punch through earth and rock using pure kinetic energy, then detonate deep underground. The confined explosion creates seismic shockwaves that can collapse the most hardened structures. The B-61 Mod 11 can penetrate 20 feet of concrete or 100 feet of dirt before detonation. When it goes off underground, the shockwave propagates through solid rock, turning bunkers into tombs. Salted Bomb. And now for the weapon that keeps nuclear scientists awake at night. The Salted Bomb, also known as a doomsday device. This theoretical weapon isn't designed to win wars. It's designed to end human civilization. Here's how it works. Take a standard thermonuclear weapon and salt it with cobalt-59. When the bomb detonates, the intense neutron flux converts stable cobalt into cobalt-60, one of the most dangerous radioactive isotopes known to science. The result? Radioactive fallout that remains deadly for decades. One properly designed salted bomb could contaminate an area the size of Texas, making it uninhabitable for 60 years. A few dozen could end human civilization. The good news? No nation has ever admitted to building one. The bad news? The technology exists, and it's not that complicated.